Got a ship.
Adolescent dragons, baby. They can't be full grown.
They going fishing.
Because burn it. Yep. They didn't even need it. Oh my.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are getting into the Season 3 premiere of Game of Thrones. I'm super excited for this. I'm Cameron. This is Zay. If you're new here, leave a like down below if you enjoy what you're watching. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. It'd be greatly appreciated. You can hit that bell notification to be notified the next time we upload a video. But also, we are doing our reactions to the history and lore of Season 1 and Season 2. We did that after Season 2. We're starting that, and we're going to be doing each season after the end of each season. So history and lore of Season 3 will be at the end of this season. But with that being said, well, you can check those out on Patreon, full-length reactions. You'll need your own copy to sync along, but we explain that in the video on there. Those will be exclusive to Patreon. But with that being said, Isaiah, what do you remember from the previous season episode?
So, some key things that kind of happened. Well, interesting things. And I'm gonna say what happened at this point, but there's a reason why I felt like it was important. You said it during the episode when we were watching it. So, and I forgot his name again. The man from Bravos that was assisting Arya.
Jaqen H'ghar.
Hagar. He gave a coin to Arya. Said, if you basically, if you need to find me in Bravos, you know, show this coin. Say Valar Morghulis. They'll basically guide you to me. And then he switched faces, so that caught me off guard. But there wasn't there a song or something that was being told about people that could switch faces or something along those lines? There was a mention of something.
It was when Viserys was in the hot tub, and the prostitute was saying she saw a bunch of things, and one of the things she saw was a man who can change his face.
Change faces. So that was crazy. Really dope, though. Hope we see more of him. I'm sure we will. So that happened. Man, okay, so that happened. Jon ended up having to kill one of his own men. Basically, the guy sacrificed himself to kind of convince that, you know, they don't like Jon. I guess it's kind of giving him some. It's kind of gaining their trust. Them being the wildlings. Maybe it's gonna allow him to get an escape route planned or some sort of thing.
Well, they're on their way now to see the king. Remember that whole village?
Yeah, the king. Yeah, dude, massive village. Sansa got pushed aside in that episode, or the episode before, correct, for the other bride, right? Or the new woman for Joffrey to marry?
Yeah, that happened in the season, previously in the season. But yeah, that did happen.
Okay, but like that's like
no, that actually happened. I'm pretty sure that happened in the finale. I think you were right, because that's
I think it happened in the finale.
That was after
right?
Tywin showed up. Yeah, that happened in the finale.
Yeah, Brienne is actually bringing Jaime to King's Landing. She's been assisting Catelyn, and, you know, obviously we know Robb was not too fond of all of that was going on with Catelyn. I kind of agree with him on that standpoint. I mean, I know some people maybe have different opinions on it. I get it, motherly love for your children, but, like, he's fighting a war. It's just, it gets sticky with family situations like that.
Dany and the House of the Undying.
Oh! So Dany gets her dragons back. She actually burns one of the warlocks in the House of the Undying. How many of them? I'm not really sure. They've only really shown two.
No, well,
mainly,
they've shown one, but
two people. Multiple versions. They and I mean they all look. So far, the two that we've seen, the two are identical looking. You know, blue lips, bald, super like. So. Who knows how many of them there are, how that even works. They didn't really get
just one person.
I kind of wish they kind of got more into depth in that. I'm sure they will, maybe, hopefully, but like it was a really cool concept to me with the castle and everything. Like, you know, there's only like you can't find the entrance, but she just somehow appeared in the inside of that place.
But they looted the place. Remember?
Yeah, and
safe with the prostitute, and they looted the place.
Yeah, yeah, they did that, and oh man, there was just something about the house. Dude,
the House of the Undying. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, there was something about the House of the Undying, but like I honestly forgot what it was. But the next thing is that the White Walker. Yeah, I'm assuming. Okay, I can't say it's the leader, but he damn near looked like the leader. He was on a horse and super blue eyes and all that. Looked at Sam dead in the eyes and was like, I ain't gotta kill you, bro, and just kept moving. So I mean, Sam has now seen the White Walkers, and this creates a weird situation because the last time we had someone come from the wall and say they saw White Walkers, or I don't know if he came from the wall. Where did that? No, yeah, he did, didn't he? The dude in like the very beginning that came from the wall and said he saw White Walkers to Ned, and Ned had his head chopped off.
Well, yeah,
he came from the wall.
He was a Night's Watch member.
Okay, so now you have a second time a Night's Watch member might go and
they blew the 3 horns. Somebody saw them on the wall. Remember, somebody had to blow the horns 3 times.
Right. They said So I mean, where that leaves us right now, I mean, we're left with a lot on our plate, and I'm excited to get into this episode.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All right, here we go. I think this might be the very first cold open we've ever had.
Homie's head was in his lap. Grab that nutsack, bro. You better square up. Sam!
Let's go, Ghost!
Kill him! It's kind of funny, or like oh my god, so they were in it. Holy shit.
I smell a crow. Who killed these friends?
This baby killed Coronathan. He wants to be one of us.
What's your name, boy? Jon Snow. Your grace. We don't kneel for anyone beyond the wall.
The girl likes you. You like her back now?
Okay. Get me nervous.
I saw Craster take his own baby boy and leave it in the woods. I saw what took it. You're telling me you saw one of them?
Man, it's a good talk.
In your cloak. Why are you here?
I wanted to see your face. It said you'd lost your nose, but it's not as gruesome as all that. Meeting father today.
How do you know that?
Because I have hundreds of spies in my employ.
Why are you so nervous about what I'm going to say to father?
I expect you'll tell lies about me, about Joffrey. You're a clever man, but you're not half as clever as you think you are.
Still makes me more clever than you.
Remember? He was in the Battle of Blackwater.
Yeah.
That's the Onion.
Looks like he got blisters, like he's been out there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he missing fingers?
I didn't get to really see his hand.
Everyone thought you were dead.
Oh, it's a pirate, right?
Yeah.
But Davos, you were a good father.
If I was a good father, I'd still be here. This war is not over.
Not for you, maybe. I promised you 30 ships, and you promised me riches and glory. I delivered the ships.
Do this for me.
When you're dead, I'll gather your bones in a little sack and let your widow wear them round her neck.
I mean, Jesus, okay. God damn, they killed every prisoner?
200 Northmen slaughtered like sheep.
Oh, Tywin. And Tyrion. Father-son bonding.
You brought a whore into my bed. I sent you here to advise the king. You chose to spend your days bedding harlots.
Can't I simply visit with my beloved father?
Tell me what you want.
I want what is mine by right.
You want Casterly Rock. We'll find you accommodations more suited to your name. And I would let myself be consumed by maggots before mocking the family name and making you heir to Casterly Rock. You are an ill-made, spiteful little creature. Men's laws give you the right to bear my name and display my colours, since I cannot prove that you are not mine.
Huh. He clearly
dude.
despises his son.
Dude, that made me want to cry for him.
Oh,
Jesus,
yeah.
that was like...
Got a ship.
Adolescent dragons, baby. They can't be full grown.
They go fishing.
Because... Earn it, yep. They didn't even need to commit. Oh my... Holy shit. Decent size. Big enough to get...
And you saw... I mean, that one breathes fire at about the level of a decent-sized flamethrower.
What's his name again? I honestly forgot his name. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Okay, that's Stannis, yeah.
An honorable man, a just man.
He's gonna kill him.
I am fighting. By burning prisoners alive.
He's letting the Red Woman take over.
I'd have thrown you in the sea before you ever set foot on Dragonstone.
I'm not your enemy.
Smart.
You are my enemy.
I wasn't there when the wildfire killed our men by the thousands.
Because you convinced your king to leave me behind.
Oh.
All those burning men in the water until the moment the black water swallowed them. Death by fire is the purest death.
Take him to the dungeon, lock him in a cell.
Man. And she's got him by the fucking balls. Is he puking? What are you, pussy?
Why have we stopped?
It's Lady Marjorie, Your Grace.
My lady!
We should have guards, my lady. Stop, my lady. You'll ruin your dress.
I'm guessing they don't have toilets.
Bad men wanted to come into this city and do terrible things, but your father stopped them. Whenever you look at this night, I want you to remember your father.
He was just a soldier.
You know, all these other kids, if they don't get a knight, they're gonna be like,
Your father did that. Under King Joffrey's leadership, your fathers saved the city.
The dichotomy between us is so funny because I'm just thinking, oh, that's nice, and you're like, he's a target.
I made you a target.
That's a lovely gown, my lady.
I imagine you might be rather cold. The climate is a bit more forgiving back in Highgarden, Your Grace. Luckily for us Tyrells, our blood runs quite warm, doesn't it, Loris? Joffrey tells me you stopped your carriage at Fleabottom. The lowest among us are no different from the highest if you give them a chance. Not long ago, we were attacked by a mob there. King barely escaped with his life.
It's
older.
emotional incest. I don't want another woman around him.
As Sir Loris said, Lady Marjorie has done this sort of
I also feel like Joffrey actually likes her
charitable work
versus
before.
Sansa.
Tell me of their training.
Every day they drill from dawn to dusk until they have mastered the short sword, the shield, and the 3 spears. Their discipline and loyalty are absolute. They fear nothing.
My master says the Unsullied are not men. Death means nothing to them. My master points out that men don't need nipples.
Damn, you
Deep
know.
Inside is like, fuck. Oh, you're gonna get burned by the dragons. That's it.
I just think of like the chafing.
Army of
after that.
slaves.
You're still bleeding. Yeah, it's an open wound, bro. Like, God damn. He's got open flesh rubbing on leather. Open it. No. No. What the fuck is that? Oh my God. Kill it. Oh, Jesus Christ. At the scales of Amut on it. Jesus.
He's from the House of the Undying. Do you recognize him?
I do and I don't. Wait. Oh.
I owe
Identical.
You my life, sir.
Well, the other one disappeared.
The honor is mine. I know him. That's one of the
Yeah, of course you do.
fighters the Seven Kingdoms has ever seen. Robert Baratheon's Kingsguard.
Yeah. Wait.
He
Okay.
served under the Mad King.
Yeah. That Undying shit scared me, bro. Okay. Don't end the episode. Oh. That was season 3, episode 1 of Game of Thrones. Damn. The House of Undying has some layers, man, like an onion. Yeah, those guys were all identical. We saw 2 of the same dude, basically. Like, identical, like
I
no
mean,
differences.
There's 2 ways to approach it. You either.
Well,
think
let me. I'm gonna approach it from how I'm looking at it right now. Just because, you know, at the end of the day, it's my reaction. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It is my
all right.
reaction.
It is. It
No,
is.
but, you know, after seeing 2 of the same dudes in the House of the Undying, now seeing 2 of the same girl, she jumps into the water, but then she's up there.
And there's
You
no
could, I
ripple.
could have, right. So, do we approach it as she's like able to create clones, and like maybe there's one central figure that creates multiple clones, or something? To me, it's like maybe they're creating multiple clones. To me, I thought, I was like, oh, they can just clone themselves, and I was like, all right, that one died, but this one's still here. So I'd imagine that there's a main one. Like if you killed the main one, maybe the others disappear. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing: is like we don't know a lot about the House of the End. So I'm very like I'm just kind of letting it play out. I'm trying to get more clues.
With that being said, we had John talking to the wildlings in that little hut there. So that was interesting.
Yes, we did. I'm sorry, my thing was unfocused.
He was speaking to the king, Mance Rayder, and that was an interesting conversation because it seemed like they're not. You know, he was basically saying, "I'm going to fight for the living." That's what John was saying. So, what do you think about?
Listen, I
his
thought
argument?
that to me, that was John playing politics very smart. In that, you know what, he took the stance of, you know, Mance was a night watchman, and he left the night watch and became a wildling or joined them. So you would think that he obviously disagreed with some ideas that the night watch might have had. I just felt like John was playing, like, you know, the politician role. He was like, you know what, like that dude gave his life for John to be able to get accepted by them. So at the very least, you owe him that, being like, you know what? I need to sell this.
Yeah.
I need them to believe I want to be.
Half hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you need them to believe that you are really trying to defect to this. And it's not unusual because the leader was a night watchman. So if you can appeal to him and what he was probably thinking at that time, he's going to be like, so he's like me, okay. Because you know what? How many night watchmen have they maybe caught rangers or something that, I'm saying, like, this is loosely speaking. We don't know how many they might have caught out in the wild, took them in, and they were like panicking. They either were like too loyal or they were trying to like appeal to him and they don't know how. So it's like, you got all the cards laid out in front of you, man. It's just, you have to play it correctly. And I don't even know if he's gonna, who knows?
Well, okay,
maybe
do you
he's
think John is acting, or do you think John is true to what he's saying?
I think both. Here's the thing. I think that there is some truth in what he's saying. But at the same time, I don't think that he completely believes he needs to be. Part of me thinks he doesn't want to be outside the wall. Like, he wants to fight for what's right. He wants to protect everyone he can, He can make a commitment to the Night Watch, but he might view the wildlings not as far off as the Night Watch. He might be like, yo, listen, like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, they're a little bit looser in how they organize and this, that, and the other thing, but they don't want, like, the night, from what I remember from the lore thing or whatever, like, the wildlings and stuff, like, kind of were like the first men, or partially, like, there's some, right, from the first man or something like that. I think help.
Yeah, I think the
originally.
wildlings are like, they're, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but either the wildlings were part of the first men that were driven out, like, beyond the wall, or what I actually think it might have been is that they were natives to Westeros prior, and then the first men came over and kind of
pushed them out. Either way, it's like,
I'm not
man,
sure.
listen,
Just leave
like,
a comment down below.
John's technically a bastard. He doesn't really have claim to anything. And it's like,
I just want to pause this real quick and say thank you. So in the middle of this, we got a new Patreon named Winnie. So thank you, Winnie, for becoming a Patreon.
Thank you, Winnie.
Greatly appreciated. But
thank you, Winnie. I hope you watch. So either way, I feel like he is a character that he's supposed to play like the almost middle ground role as of right now, where it's like, man, he's seeing both sides. He's not saying like either side's right or wrong. He's just like, all right, I don't know.
Well, we'll have to see where that goes. What do you think about seeing a giant for the first time?
They talked about giants. I was not expecting to see a giant. I thought it was just like made up. I was like, that's just never gonna happen. And mind you guys, like I said, I've never seen this series. I've heard about dragons because it's Game of Thrones dragons. I didn't know anything about the dragons. Right? I haven't heard a lick about giants. No one ever mentioned giants. And all the times I've heard people talk Game of Thrones, I've never. So when I saw it, I'm like watching the screen. I'm like, that dude's pretty big. Then I see him. I'm like, oh no, he's a giant. I'm like, oh my god, giants exist. Holy shit.
What did you think of the I guess you could say, the size gap of the last time we saw them to now? I mean, they're hunting their own food. She was feeding them cubed meat at the last time.
Now, Cam, when you mentioned it and you said, with the season, what do you think the size difference is gonna be? That size difference was exactly what I was expecting.
Okay,
I felt
bit bigger
it was
is what you were thinking.
No. Well, yeah, a bit. Oh, yeah. A bit bigger. I thought you meant like, bigger than what I saw. No, that size was exactly what I was thinking, because I'm like, logically, now the series is over. I'm like, all right, there's this many seasons. I'm like, it'd be weird to me if you brought these dragons from baby size, they're able to eat meat, like, to the next season they're full grown. I'd be like, well, why isn't Daenerys?
Well, we don't know how big they'll be full grown. I mean,
to me,
this could be near the end of their growth.
Assuming off of the folklore and everything that we've seen from like the post things, to me it would make most sense for them to keep growing.
Here's the thing: there's a long span of dragons ranging from the really big ones to over time becoming as small as cats. So since we don't know where these dragons originate from in time, we don't know how big they can get.
So, okay. Well, then I guess you want to argue that. Then, from my natural understanding and assumption of dragons just ever, since I was a fucking child, it was the size I was expecting. I wasn't expecting something too big. I was expecting, like, I think I said, like, adolescent, like, you know. I'm assuming, with the way we mother dragons and, you know, how everyone alludes and everything, I'm assuming it's, like, they're growing kind of like children. So it's like, I figure if they're going to keep growing throughout the series, they're going to kind of grow like children each season. I don't know. That's the thing. Who knows?
We'll have to see. We also saw a relationship, more deeper understanding of the relationship between Tywin and Tyrion. You know, we got to see how Tywin really views Tyrion.
Tywin hates Tyrion. I'm not going to say...
It's almost like Tyrion was the black sheep of the family, you know. I mean, other than just physical appearance.
That's a great comparison. Yeah, he clearly doesn't like Tyrion. Kind of sad. It was a very sad moment ish. Mm-hmm. Like, cause I'm just like you know, I'm just like, damn, man. Like, it's like you're not even claiming him. Like, he's your son. If he's your son, he's your son, man. But it's like, I get it.
He has some kind of hatred or despisement. I don't know the right word, but he has some sort of problem with the fact that Tyrion came out and killed his mother.
Is it also because of Tyrion being Tyrion with his dwarfism? Because think about it. If Tyrion wasn't a Lannister and he was just a lowborn, he would be bullied, picked on, called whatever he want, probably dead. They'd be like, oh, screw this little man, what is he like, da, da, da. But because, and people despise him partially, it seems like, because like, yeah, you're a highborn, but it's like, you know, they call him, he's a half man. You killed, if his mother died while giving birth, not even a full grown, and like, no disrespect to the I freaking love it's great actor. It's
in that time,
speaking of that character and what the series is portraying, I
would argue he's probably the best actor on the whole show, and everyone will have their own opinion. But
no, I love him in every series he is. But imagine comparing him to Jaime. Jaime's a tall, blonde-haired, great swordsman.
The characters.
You got literally but it's like apples and oranges, bro. It's completely opposite. So you got this one here and then this one here, and it's so I get it. I get why he has that hatred towards him. However, to say that I didn't like what he said. He said he wasn't cunning. He said something about him not being cunning. And I'm like, I disagree, because he's pretty slick with a lot of this shit now, and he probably gets that from you. So,
well, I know Cersei said that you're not as half as clever as you think you are.
But
that's still more clever than you.
Tyrion also mentioned something about being cunning, and so part of me is like, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, you're telling someone that is pretty slick and smart that they're not smart, and now you're making them not like you. Like, you're asking to get taken out.
They clearly have a rift between them that's
between all three of them. Between him and Tywin and him and Cersei. Like, that's two separate. But he has beef with Cersei for other reasons. He has beef with Tywin for other reasons. I mean, your own father didn't even come to check on you.
Well, they both don't like him from being born and killing his mom.
A perfect reason for him to get both of them taken out.
Well, I don't know if he'll do that. They're family, but we'll have to see what happens going forward. We saw Stannis, and he is back at Dragonstone with pretty much not many men. He's burning men. He's listening to the Red Woman, and then Sir Davos, his most loyal companion, comes to see him, convinces the pirate to finally take him to Dragonstone, and when he gets there, he gets thrown into a cell. So, how are you feeling about Stannis right now? I know you didn't... Previously, you didn't necessarily love Stannis, but part of you was rooting for him. Part of me was rooting for him,
but it was... Part of me was rooting for Stannis, but it doesn't even seem like Stannis now. It seems like the Red Woman with Stannis at the head, and this happens. I mean, you know, like, listen, I'm a big fan of history, like real world history. Don't ask me to be a history buff and give you guys specifics. However, things like this happen where you have a leader, but the sub leader, the advisor, etc., is the person that's basically in control and has a grip. And that's what this seems to be playing out as where you have Stannis, who is the head, and he was the head for a long time. It felt like he was making the rules. But now you got the Red Woman. Red Woman's burning people. This like you can't do that without his approval. So how much? And it's like, what's his name started disrespecting the Red Woman, and it results in Stannis saying, "Throw him in a cell." Like to me, it seems like, are you really the leader? Like you think you're the leader. But if she's whispering in your ear and she's telling you everything to do, she told you to do this, she told you to do that, and I'm sure when they were gone, and she made a point to say to Sir Davos, when he was like, he was talking about you weren't at Blackwater. She's like, I could have saved your men if I was at Blackwater. Like instantly, wouldn't you as a leader be like, you're right, she could have. You're right, she could have saved them possibly.
We'll have to see how that turns out. And then kind of lastly, let's just touch up on the fact that we have Daenerys arrive at this city, and she wants to buy 8,000 of those soldiers who are apparently, they get their balls chopped off and they have to kill newborn babies just to prove that they won't, like, crack under pressure or something.
Man, listen.
Or like, they're not afraid of doing the hard thing.
I didn't buy it until the dude just sliced that one dude's nipple off and he had no reaction. I was like, oh, about it.
And in the training process, like only 1 out of the 4 of the boys, make it. So like
it screams.
Pretty.
It screams.
Trained army.
If you had to, okay, Cameron, real quick, I want to pose a question to you and comment below if you guys can guess what civilization I'm talking about or what city I was talking about. If that screams. Exactly, and that is that's like they definitely drew that inspiration off the Spartans, like clearly.
I can see that.
100%. Like you can't listen, man. The like when I don't have to get into history about it. Spartans were the same exact way. They killed you if you didn't have a certain aspect, whatever, and you wouldn't even survive. You couldn't survive the training. Anyways, she's getting desperate to she really wants to take over. And she wants to be the queen. She wants a throne. She believes it's rightfully hers. But it feels like she keeps going to the wrong spots to do it. And now I'm more wondering is she gonna
why do you think she's going to the wrong spots?
She's arriving at spots that don't respect her. She arrived at Karth. Now, granted, she went there because she was desperate and she needed supply, she needed to feed her people, this, that, and the other thing. Now you have her here. This dude's calling her a whore. He's calling her stupid. He's calling her this, that, the other thing. He's trying to just basically prove the strength of his soldiers. But again, all the things the subliminals are getting lost in translation. And then he tells her, that we make them take the life of a baby in front of their mothers. She's a mother of dragons. She doesn't want to see that. She
said that do you at least offer them a coin? Do you at least offer them money after you kill their newborn baby? Because she was not really about that. And he said, oh, silly, what do you mean do we offer them money? No, we offered their owners money. So obviously they're slaves.
Right, and so that's but that's like a low bar I feel like to set. Like, do you at least offer them money after you do this? To me,
I think she was mortified by it, but she also didn't want to insult their way of doing things.
And so that's why I think I agree with that. I think that it was more of like okay, but do you at least do this? Like, what are your standards? What's your low?
Right.
What's the low ball? But I think it's another spot where she's gonna run into someone she doesn't want to deal with. She's gonna say talk her talk. I don't know what he's going to do. My last speculation. It'd be very interesting to see the leader or that dude get killed. Somehow she takes over and then gets those knights anyway. If she can get them without him, that would be very interesting. And then, of course, we had the House of the Undying is there, which means they're tracking her. Like, they're keeping tabs on her. How are they keeping tabs on her? Now, that's my main question. Do they have something on her? Because that's pretty tough to be like.
Well, we we know that they're magic. At least
We
it
do.
definitely seems like it.
But did they plant something on her? Plant something on a dragon? Because that would make it interesting. Well, imagine. Here's my thing. Imagine she finds out like one of her dragons has like something implanted in it that allows the House of the Undying to track her, and she's like, I don't know how to get rid of them. But if I kill a dragon, listen, I'm speculating like loosely, but that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
That's something we'll have to see as well. And then, real quick, Barristan Selmy showed up. What do you think about that? Do you think she's going to accept him as, part of her Queen's Guard, as he put it? Because he was basically Joffrey spit on his face and said, "Get out of here," and he still wanted to work. And then he realized.
I think that she'll be cautious, but I think that if he really wanted to hurt you, he would have just let that thing get you. He stabbed it, he took it out. And it's like, you could say like, oh, he just did it so he can get close to her and play the part. But he has a reason to not like Joffrey and to probably want her in the throne again. Because, regardless of a Targaryen holding and being a king, Joffrey, from the sounds of it, is seeming like one. He's just like a
vicious king, and we've had an idiot king, but we've never
had a vicious idiot. And it's just like he's unhinged. He doesn't care. At the end of the day, he's a kid. Like, I get it. He's a kid. He's a child. He's a loose cannon. Like, he's just making decisions regardless of an advisor, regardless of smarter, choices. So, I don't know, man. That was a dope episode. I'm excited to get into the next one. I don't know if you had anything else to ask me about, but that shit was nutty.
We'll end it right there. If you guys liked what you were watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. Hit that bell notification to be notified that next time we upload a video.
And normally Cameron does this, but Cameron, I know you now have a Twitch.
Yes, I do have a Twitch as of right now. It's called Just Your Average Cam. But Zay also has a Twitch. We both have Twitches where we game and we make funny moments and things like that. By the time you're watching this on YouTube, we probably already have some videos or maybe one video of funny moments of some games that we're playing on our YouTube channel, our gaming channel. That'll be down in the description below. You can just kind of browse the links in the description and see if there's anything that interests you there. Check it out. And Zay, if you wanted to mention anything else.
We will. Cam and I we'll talk about this later. Cam and I will have schedules posted on our Twitch because it allows you to post your actual schedule. That way you guys can kind of, we save the videos on our Twitch and everything, so even if you miss a live, go in and tune in, say what's up, we appreciate all the love and support. I'm trying to start my YouTube up. Hopefully my YouTube is up by now, my own YouTube, apart from our YouTube. I'm sure Cameron by then will probably have his own YouTube, so either way, all that will be linked down in the description. Feel free to tune in whenever you're free. Comment, talk with us. Listen, it's dope to have people viewing. It's way more fun for us when you guys are commenting. We have two screens, so we pay attention to when people are chatting. So we want to engage with you. So please
just
stop
spoilers.
Man, listen. Do not spoil anything, please. We haven't had it yet, so I'm trying to get through this show without it. But yeah, especially on Tuesday and Fridays when Cam and I are on together, that's going to be our schedule. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday and Fridays. We'll get more specific with it sooner than later. Probably already be more specific with it, but tune in, say what's up, say hi. Ask us questions. Again, we want you guys to freaking, ask us questions and all that. And thank you for 200 subs. We hit 200
subs.
The date right now is May 15th. May 15th,
so
200 subs, man.
Thank you guys so much.
It
really means a lot. We're so happy to have you here, and we can't wait to continue this journey with all of you. But with that being said, we do plan on doing something for around 500 subs and 1,000 subs whenever we get to that point. We definitely have something planned for 1,000 subs. We're going to think about something for when we get to 500. But yeah, if you guys are... You know what? Well, we won't even say it, but we have something pretty big planned for 1,000 subs when we get there. So look forward to that. There may be some YouTube crossovers. That's all I'm saying. But
we never know. We never know. We don't know.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.